I do want to make sure that we are actually showing game one. Not that it matters that much anyway, because bear in mind, the all three games are going to be played regardless of the outcome. But I'm pretty sure this is actually game one here, as it looks like mirror civs. So I think we're fine to just jump into it. Should be all good. And if you're ready, I'll count us down in 3, 2, 1, go. And for those on the stream, without any further delay, we are here with our first game of the day, Nicov versus TaToH here on Baltic. And I'm going to be joined by KillerB for this one, and looking forward to a great day of Age of Empires out here.
Yeah, me as well. Thanks for having me on for game number one. We've got a Magyars mirror here between TaToH and Nicov. And since this is game one, just let me say quickly, TaToH might be the best player for us to learn the meta of HD from. So it's going to be great to see him. And Nicov chooses some of the best battles, in my opinion, of any player in Age of Empires. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. Lots to learn for the viewers, and hopefully it will be a great show.
Yeah, I think Nicov, possibly on paper, is going to be the more technical kind of player. I guess he's going to be stronger in terms of micro, I would imagine, things in that kind of respect. TaToH, though, definitely more experienced with the expansions and definitely like a strategical mastermind, if you could put it that way. And we really see, players like TaToH and TheViper trying to come up with new things with the expansions. And, that's something that we saw Viper doing specifically last week. And one of the things that comes to my mind immediately is that Dark Age transport ship on a water map to go and drop your scout to the other side and try and kill your opponent's dock building villager. So it's pretty cool to see how things develop and how these players try and sort of shape a meta game, I suppose, for these new civs. Pretty cool. We actually do have TaToH in the blue down to the south of the map, playing as the Magyars, as we said, and Nikov's in the green to the north out here.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup with Magyars. This is not a civ that it's not a civ that we're going to see players pick a lot, but I think game one is maybe a blind random, and it's a mirror. So we're going to see a war on Baltic here. What's important to note about the Magyars? They do not have heavy demo ships. TaToH loves to build demos, but he won't be able to build heavy demos here. Let's see. Free melee damage upgrades may not come into play in this one. We'll wait and see. No gunpowder, no siege ram, no siege onager. Just some things to keep in mind for you guys who are out there still getting used to the new expansions. Also of note, the water here is shaped just like the state of New Hampshire. For those Americans out there, that's my home state. It's beautiful.
Oh, well, there you go. I had no idea, but there you go. So, this map very much going to be focused around the water, that's for sure. And the Magyars don't have anything, particularly striking for the water. As long as they have the fire galleys, which I believe they do, then they're going to be okay. But they don't have any, water bonuses to speak of. They're much more of a land-based civ in terms of where their bonuses and abilities lie. But right now we're going to see both players doing their pretty standard build-up here. Both players with their scouts currently at their own TCs. If you have a look at the scouting of both players, neither player has really gone out across the map. We see Nicov pushing in the deer. We see TaToH still scouting around. And I think he was actually looking for his second boar, which he's just found behind this wood line there. And it's a good job he did find that, because having a delayed second boar would definitely set him back a little bit. So he's found it now, and he's going to move out across to the right side. Now, of course, Baltic generally ends up being mostly about the water, just because these flanks are so easy to wall off. I guess it's not even so much that the flanks are that easy to wall off. It's more that the distance to travel is very high, and the water is always worth fighting for in the early game due to the fish. So both players right now getting that first dock up. And we're going to see the first fishing ships coming out as well.
Yeah, not surprisingly, a dead heat of a game at the moment. I don't have the overlay, but I can tell you that the micro and villager counts here are going to be pretty much dead even, pretty much perfectly on time for a great Dark Age. These guys will be clicking up. And going into water, TaToH is going the long way around the map with his scout. He will find a few extra sheep in so doing. And that little bit of resource could actually be a really big difference. It looks like he's found 4 extra sheep, or he will find 4 extra sheep while circling around the pond. Nicov has decided to go toward TaToH's base with his scout. And he might be looking to lame a villager if he can. At this point in the game, no loom for the blue player, TaToH, no loom for Nicov either. So there's still some time to do some laming here, but I don't foresee that happening. TaToH's boars are already in, and his villagers are really safe on the woodline.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, actually, TaToH actually a little ahead in villagers. He's just getting loom right now. We see Nicov getting loom as well, and TaToH was just slightly ahead in his Dark Age, I believe. And with the scout coming around, grabbing the 4 sheep, even I think in total, that's definitely something. Oh no, he actually only found 2 in the end. The other 2 still undiscovered, but he will find the extra sheep and bring them back, and that's a nice thing. But actually, saying that, Nicov, with his scout in the south of the map, will actually pick up 2 of those sheep which were returning to TaToH's base, denying him the extra food from them, and actually sending them back to his side now. So this is actually a really, not a huge thing, but having those additional sheep when you get to the Feudal Age is really nice. Having them stationed under the TC, meaning that you can delay having to build your mill a little bit and all that good stuff. So let's see, 3 villagers going out to gold for TaToH right now. We've got, 5 villagers going out to gold for Nicov. So Nicov going a lot heavier onto the gold, although saying that TaToH just brought the 4th villager over. But with those extra villagers going out to gold, we are going to be expecting to see fire galleys, that's for sure, as TaToH comes in here with his scout to try and harass this dock building villager.
Yeah, it looks like Nicov will win the sheep battle, so a little advantage for him early, like you said. Second dock coming up for both players. Both players have palisaded in the villager who is building that second dock, so keeping that vill safe from laming. Even delaying that vill by 10 seconds can actually be a really meaningful thing. So putting those palisades up is really worth it. Both guys, like you said, are going up, and they're going to start queuing immediately some navy. But as you said, main difference, 5 vills on gold for Nicov, 4 for TaToH. We do have the uptime coming right now. We are seeing double dock fire galley for Nicov. And on TaToH's side, we are seeing 1 fire galley, 2 fire galleys as well.
Yeah, both players going straight into fires. TaToH did only make 3 fishing ships, so in theory he should be able to get his 3rd dock up a little bit sooner, perhaps. And right now, we're going to see those first fire galleys coming out. And the water metagame has really changed a lot in these expansions with the addition of the fire ship. And I think it's it's shifted the meta quite a bit, but it still actually ends up being quite predictable in the end, because now fire galleys are just so good that you kind of have no choice but to make them.
Yeah, Nikov's going to queue a demo raft here pretty early. We've seen a couple players do that. I don't think we've seen a ton of players succeed with an early demo, but we'll see how that goes. First couple ships coming in for TaToH. He's going to be 2v1 on one side, going to try to sneak in a second ship to the fish, but it's not quite going to work yet. And yeah, keep an eye on Nikov's demo raft coming out.
Yeah, the thing with the demolition raft is you put some pressure on yourself to do damage with it. It has to hit 2 or more ships in order for it to really make itself worthwhile. Otherwise, you end up losing presence on the water. TaToH's actually going back to repair his ship up now, which is a nice little move as Nikov's scout comes in. But interestingly, so far, TaToH hasn't...
Oh, the demo raft.
Oh, whoa. That was beautiful. That was perfect. I think I'm a little behind you. I'm going to speed up slightly, but that was fantastic. 3 galleys, definitely, or 5 galleys, I should say, definitely a valuable use of the demo, but not if TaToH repairs the ship. And right now, Nikov's not following that up with anything, so he's done all this damage, and TaToH's just going to repair it, so no biggie for him. But, as I was about to say before, TaToH hasn't built his 3rd dock yet, and he's spending villager time repairing the ships, whilst Nicov is just out-producing him at the moment.
Yeah, TaToH is falling behind on docks a bit. Just to let you know, I'm at 13:06, so we can sync up in time. Okay, sorry about that. Got ahead of you. But yeah, that repairing, I guess, is not going to... The demo isn't going to sink ships, and it's not going to give a huge naval advantage based on killing ships. But like you said, that 1 villager who should be out there building a dock has been repairing for quite some time. Another demo ship coming in now from Nicov. Gets a little splash damage on a couple of ships. And it looks like, to me, I don't have this lovely overlay, but it looks like Nikov's doing pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Nicov right now is ahead by 4 population at this stage. He also does have a few fires out. We've got TaToH moving towards the fishing ships with 1 demolition raft. He's got another one to the sidelines. But once again, I mean, this is really reminiscent of the game versus BacT, where TaToH doesn't seem all that interested in actually winning the water. You know, if you want to win the water, you add your 3rd dock, and you don't make mass demos because they don't give you any, like I say, lasting presence. What we're actually seeing right now is TaToH kind of suiciding the demolition rafts, trying to kill the fishing ships, and then leaving it at that. He's not actually contesting the water that hard at all. He's falling back, making a market right now, and he's going to just give up the water here and wall it off. And it's weird because we did see him do exactly the same thing in the game versus BacT on Team Islands last week, and it's still very it's a perplexing decision to me, as I think it's definitely a risky one at that.
Yeah, it's a really interesting set of circumstances. It's really just demo rafts right now for TaToH, who sent his scout the long way around the map again, maybe making sure that his opponent is still open on the far side. TaToH's closing one of his flanks, and he seems to be scouting on the other flank. So I would expect if he's going to make a land-based push for it to be on the long side of the lake here. But I suppose that remains to be seen. Nicov is stonewalling the short side at the moment. He's going to be adding in some protection there. But yeah, TaToH here with a pretty non-standard strategy.
Yeah, Nicov taking the precaution to wall it up. He's actually going to kill the scout from TaToH on his gold there as well. But taking the precaution to wall this up on the left side in case TaToH does come in with a landing, since it's pretty evident that TaToH isn't going to be contesting the water here, as TaToH now just clicks up to the castle age. And I think this is kind of evident that he was going to do this when he researched horse collar immediately in the feudal age. We did see Nicov getting that a lot later because Nicov seeded his farms a lot later as well. And Nicov now going to be able to, I guess if he wants to, he can start making some more fish, but he's actually building a transport ship at the moment. So it looks like Nikov's going to get on the counter-offensive. Could be very, very valuable to do this, as he needs to, I guess, strike quickly and hurt TaToH's economy quickly before he reaches the castle age, if he can. If TaToH's able to reach castle and throw down some extra TCs, he's going to be able to keep his eco relatively safe, and that could be, again, a problem for Nicov. People in the chat asking about the value thing on the overlay. The value gives you the total value of the army in terms of resources. So if it, let's say a unit costs 10 wood and 10 gold, the value is 20, and the percentage is the percentage of that value which is gold in cost. So if it was 10 wood and 10 gold, the value would be 20 and the percentage would be 50, because 50% of the total is a gold value. And I think this is actually a really interesting statistic, because in the late game, if someone's got 100 skirmishers, the value is going to be pretty low compared to someone with 100 cavalier, let's say. And then you're going to be able to say, okay, well, they've both got 100 units, but the person with the cavalier clearly has a much more valuable army in terms of what they have. And also you can see the gold percentage cost or value of that army, and then determine as well how valuable it is in terms of that gold investment. So TaToH's about to hit castle now. There he is. And what's his plan going to be?
Well, what's interesting here, is that TaToH is redocking the bottom corner of the map. He's got 2 docks coming up as we speak. Nicov hasn't scouted that yet. Nicov will come across with 5 archers for now and land his opponent and start to harass. TaToH, who we might have thought would drop 3 TCs and boom, might do that, but we have to keep an eye on that bottom corner of the map and see if he tries to reestablish himself. Second TC coming for the moment for TaToH, but that is it. No, third TC coming as well. My apologies. And those 2 docks seem to be somewhat busy with cranking out a couple more fire galleys, which are now fire ships.
Nikov's coming in with the archers. Perfect timing for Nicov. He doesn't have fletching, but he's going to be able to disrupt the construction of the second town center from TaToH here. And, you know, he might kill a villager or 2. If he doesn't kill a villager, it's not too much of a big deal. He will find at least 1. But this TC is going to be delayed. He's going to be able to disrupt the wood line as well. And this is exactly what Nicov was looking for out here, getting into TaToH's economy, disrupting him. And TaToH doesn't have a barracks. He really has no way to deal with these archers right now, aside from putting up a tower perhaps. But he just spent Bear in mind, all of that stone on his TC. And he's also down stone as well, because I believe he sold some in order to get to the castle age a little faster. So no tower can come up for TaToH here either. So he's completely defenseless. He will actually build a siege workshop, so he will be able to get a siege, or mangonel out, but
big moment on the water.
Oh, what's happening over there?
TaToH chasing the transport with his demo. Transport has a couple of vills in it from Nicov. Oh, he's not going to get the kill there. I thought we were going to see a ship full of villagers sink, but looks like they'll make it across, so Nicov will land his opponent.
Yeah, Nikov's about to hit the castle age in 25 seconds as well, so these villagers coming in, and you're right about that on the water. That could have been huge if he sunk this transport ship. He will at least see it coming, but Nicov already has the archers here, and now he's completed fletching as well, so he will be able to keep his villagers safe and get a stable up. And this is actually an interesting choice, because TaToH making the siege now is going to be quite susceptible to a couple of knights coming in and taking down those siege weapons very quickly. We actually got Scorpion from TaToH here, which is going to be actually able to do the trick for the time being, I think.
Yeah, 2 Scorpions out for TaToH, which is awesome to see. Gotta love the Scorpion from time to time. I don't have the overlay like you do, but quite a few villagers dying here, and that's going to give Nicov a chance to have a similar villager count, I would expect, at this point in the game, even though TaToH was up first and has more TCs earlier. Siege Workshop stable down for the green player Nicov, and he should be able to deal with Scorpions because he's starting to pump out Knights, as you expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Nicov going to need to be quick with this, though, because TaToH is starting to wall up here with these three villagers, and these knights, they might be very strong versus a couple of Scorpions, but they're not going to be battering down a wall anytime soon. It's going to take him a while to get through there. But I mean, if he does build a mangonel, which he can at least pressure the TC from over the wall, so that's very nice as well. Right now we can see actually that Nicov is ahead by 8 villagers. Obviously he did kill a couple of vills from TaToH, and he is also up on the 2nd and 3rd TCs on the way. So he's actually looking very solid at the moment. Nicov also still has the water control, and once we saw TaToH going up to the castle age, he researched war galley straight away so he could get the fires, but really the focus has shifted to defending himself on the land for the time being, and that puts Nicov in a very powerful position in this game.
Yeah, like you said, Nicov taking the initiative. Once you win the water, some players, lots of pro players, would say that you should land archers, and Nicov is doing just that. He's starting to put some pressure on the easternmost TC of TaToH with a mangonel. TaToH will try to sneak a mango in, but importantly, there's an outpost here from Nicov. You'll see a lot of really good players do this. You can see your opponent's mangonel coming because you have your outpost there. That way you don't get your own mangonel snuck up on.
Yeah, not only that, but he researched Town Watch as well, just to really highlight the importance of that outpost there. Really nice decision from Nicov to do that, and actually will be worth it because he will trade off the mangonel for free, using his own villager now to come over and basically repair that mangonel up. So, I mean, absolutely great play from Nicov to do that there. We've got the typical kind of defensive monks from TaToH coming up here, but, I'm looking at TaToH's woodline in the north, for example. It just looks messy. He's got a lot of idle vills up this way. They're all bumping into each other. It's really inefficient, and for the time being, Nicov, it looks like he's going to safely take down this TC, and it will get a monk as well. This is just so good for Nicov at the moment, and TaToH's really going to struggle holding against this when he's got his back against the wall.
Yeah, TaToH's in a really tough spot. This TC looks like it will go down. As we speak, actually, it should drop. And we will see 3 mangonels there, uncontested. A couple knights should be deterred by a few monks from TaToH. But at the moment, there's not a whole lot of bright linings to this cloud. TaToH's behind on villagers, I believe you said before. His economy isn't as efficient because vills are kind of bumping in the corner. And it seems like militarily he's on the defensive as well.
Absolutely. I mean, he's outnumbered 4-1 in terms of mangonels right now, and this outpost is so valuable to Nicov. It's just, I can't stress that enough. He's able to see exactly when the mangonel from TaToH's coming in, and he's able to out-micro it 9 times out of 10 if he's paying attention. So, this is just a great play by Nicov as he pushes in. Although he did just kill his own mangonel with it. I mean, okay, not paying 100% attention, clearly. But right now, he's 12 villagers ahead, TaToH does have a second TC up in the back, and he is building another third TC behind this as well. But the pressure is on now as the hole in the wall is opened up. And Nicov's even adding in a scout cavalry, which will unfortunately be converted for him. But might add some more scouts in here to deal with the monks from TaToH.
Yeah, TaToH's going to add another TC on the north of the map, kind of building away from Nikov's aggression. But of course, lots of resources and villagers going down, trying to keep that previous TC going. Knights running in from the green player Nicov to grab down the mangoes. And TaToH will give the GG here. Pretty nice, pretty much rail-to-rail win there from Nicov.
Yeah, and again, I mean, this is the thing that I was really questioning once again with TaToH only doing the 2 docks and really not putting so much emphasis on the water. He did this against BacT, and it worked because BacT didn't land him and didn't contest him on the land. This time around, Nicov, I think, really punishing TaToH for not investing heavily into the water here, sending the transport ship very quickly, sending the 5 archers very quickly, and as a result, TaToH ended up losing quite a lot of eco in the early game, falling behind very quickly, and Nicov was able to follow it up with some standard sort of, mangonels and monks combination, which is very, very strong in this situation. We also saw as well TaToH in the end there behind by 17 villagers, which is a huge advantage for Nicov to take, considering he was being pretty aggressive here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Great game in game number 1. I guess we'll go into game number 2 with Nicov leading 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to come out and see if the overlay has been updated here. There we go. It's been fixed. So as you can see, Baltic has now been updated on the overlay, and our second map will be Team Islands, which is going to be the home map of TaToH. And the third game is going to be Arabia.